Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Good evening.
Oh, yeah. Got a great start. And that is right. The number one heel, the champ on the camp, the champ that runs the show, the one and only man and golden one, Hall of Famer. You know it. I am the captain of the ship, Ricky Goldman. When does he get through the let's get this out of the way first? So, head over to the old bird's nest and on Facebook, Ricky JP, add me, go out and tweet that bird. Follow me on Twitter, RickTheRock30. For those of you who follow me, thank you. Up to 175 followers now. I am growing. Go and view and like on the old FB, WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Of course, this is we've got a comment, but I'll read out in a second. Of course, this is the show's not just one night or 2 nights. It goes every single night. The channel that shows up and shows out. The channel that's all about the mania, and the channel that takes you on a journey across high seas. It is the People's Wrestling Channel. 2 final bits of business to get to. We can get this rolling. 3 bits of business. So, of course, for those 2 shout outs, you like and subscribe. Quickly, I've got a shout out to do. AOW Wrestling. A shout out to you. Thank you to you subscribing. In fact, the owner of it has just commented. 2 more bits of business, then we can get this rolling. I know my guests are patiently waiting. I'm, of course, the voice and co-GM of GM of REW. And there it is. Head over. One of my guests will tell you what is it. One of my guests will tell you all about it a lot later on in this live video. But search Red Billy Ray Dog every night, so every Wednesday night on live on YouTube, and there's no excuse in doing NXT now. And the final bit of business, we get down to this right now. I've got pros and teas, bear with me, and here they are. you want to be a champion like me, head over, Protein Tees, Goldman's, quickly. I've got a comment. Let's read that out first. Well, there it is, AOW Wrestling. Good show, Ricky, mate. Thank you for that. Now, let's bring in my two shipmates. First of all, he is one of the Pirates tonight. And he is joined with both of these. Oh, Jesus. I almost sunk my ship there. Both these guys have joined me for videos in the past, and we'll bring the first one in. He is Pirate number one, the Holiday, Christopher Mace. How are you tonight, Chris?
It's going good. So, just like I said, we had a whole lot of wrestling this week, and we still got more to go this week too. So,
okay, and the other Pirate is the man himself, the other co-GM for REW, the founder of it, Red Billy Ray Dog F8 right there. Billy, how are you tonight?
Pretty good. It's the middle of the day for me. Middle of the day for me.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
It's the middle of the day for me. Not night yet.
Okay. Right. Yeah, it's 8:40 here. Anyway, let's not chat about the time. We've got plenty to get through, a lot to get through. So this is going to be the WrestleMania 37 review. Of course, we're going to start with, should we no shocker here, as we start with I bloody find this. Jesus, give me a second. So many graphics on here. So many. I'll find it in a second. Day. There we go. Day number 191, however you want to call it. So we all know what happened first. The weather delay. So Billy, Chris, what did you think of the weather delay?
It was the typical weather. Unpredictable.
Chris, what did you think?
My thing is, this is what happens when you get greedy and try to do stadium shows so many times, because eventually it's going to bite you in the butt. Now, can't control Mother Nature, but they probably had an idea of the weather was probably going to be bad the next day or a couple days prior to this happening, since we were only 6 hours away from Tampa. So, it was horrible weather here on Saturday. So, that was the first WrestleMania to have a rain delay.
Sorry about it. There we go.
You kind of sink your battleship, which keep doing.
That's what it's a battleship that keeps knocking into this, and we're at sea. So anyway, very quickly, the weather delay was not really what anybody wanted. You had fans back, and it was like, they tried to fill it with interviews. You didn't know when it was going to start, and I think it just then we had Vince and the entire roster on the stage. That was cool. We had Bieber Rexha singing America the Beautiful. What did you think? Both of you guys, what did you think of that? Okay.
It was good. It was good. Like I said, we're getting back in the rhythm and crowds, even if it was for 2 nights only before they go back to the Thunderdome. I said it was nice to have that tradition of WrestleMania where they're singing and stuff like that. It felt like it was actually a normal pay-per-view, which is the plus side of all this.
Yeah, Bieber, the first time I've seen it, Bieber perform, but she was good enough. So we'll get to the hosts of WrestleMania. Now 2 Hall of Famers, 2-time Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil. They were okay. They opened the show. Chris, what did you think of the hosts?
They didn't serve any relevance. All they did was introduce the show. They didn't decide any outcomes of matches. They didn't play in any storytelling. It's not like when The Rock did it, when he was the first guest host at WrestleMania, where he played a factor into a main event and everything like that. It was just, you saw him once, they introduced the show. Titus O'Neil, because he was a hometown boy, was getting cheered. You could definitely tell, especially later on, night 2 that Hogan was getting booed left and right. They were not really thrilled to see Hulk Hogan.
I guess some fans can't get over what he did, but it is what it is. Billy, what did you think of the hosts?
I liked them. They were pretty funny. They're both from Florida. One's from Tampa. One's from I can't remember where else they was from. They're pretty entertaining. I like them. I'll like them back for round 2, but this time add Bailey into it because it was funny when Bailey interrupted them.
I think Hogan's from Venice Beach. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get into the matches. There's nothing else I forgot. No. So the first match, big way to kick off for the WWE Championship. The almighty Bobby Lashley taking on the Scotsman Drew McIntyre. My comments are short and sweet. So, Chris, you first. What did you think of this one?
Real good match. If you've never seen him wrestle before, I've seen him wrestle on Impact at Bound for Glory for the Impact Championship, and they had an incredible match there too. Similar kind of ending what they did. Lashley winning, I think, was the right decision. I think you don't take the title off him right away. You don't want to switch from Miz being a transitional champion and make Lashley a transitional champion to put it back on Drew. I think it was the right decision. Him is still looking in defeat, making Drew look strong, not tapping out but passing out. Just like it's like a similar ending what they did at Bound for Glory when they wrestled each other before. So I like the ending. I think the ending of it made sense. Drew still looked strong in defeat.
Yeah, true, you did. Billy, what did you think?
I liked it and everything. I enjoyed it pretty well because I've seen a little of Bobby Lashley in Impact a little, and he's always put on good matches. And the way they ended Drew, he looked strong instead of weak. And they gave him new theme songs for Bobby. They weren't already new theme song. They weren't getting dropped in the title off him anytime soon.
Yeah, I did, Billy. I actually didn't notice that. Well, I didn't. I just unfortunately I missed most of this match because the Wi-Fi kept going off. So I did watch it back after Mania was over. But yeah, good enough match. Bobby's the best he's looked. Drew looks good. Did it feel like a Mania match? Not at all. I would have had Drew win, I think. But then gone from a horrible storyline with Lana to a lengthy reign as US champion to Hurt Business to WWE champions going over at Mania. So it is what it is. But I don't know where they go from here. I don't know where they go from here. So, Chris, where do you think they go from WrestleMania from Lashley winning?
We're talking about the tag team turmoil match.
No, from Lashley when Lashley won. Where do you think he goes next? Do you think he faces?
Oh, where Lashley goes? Lashley. I mean, that's the only issue you have. You're going to have to do a shakeup on the Raw roster because Drew McIntyre is really the only known babyface you really have on the roster. Unless you're going to go with some storyline with Randy Orton challenging Lashley, but that's heel versus heel. I mean, they can do heel versus heel matches because they've really kind of forced their hand unless they trade out some people and have some more baby. But that's the problem with WWE right now. You have more of everybody being shades of gray between babyface and heel, and they just got that shades of gray more than you have. Okay, I'm the good guy, I'm the bad guy. You really don't have that right now, and that's the issue.
Yeah, Billy seems to have been visited by either aliens or the Fiend. I don't know which. So, Billy, where do you think Lashley goes from here?
I see Lashley probably facing Braun Strowman because Braun Strowman's your face you got on because he's determined actual face. He's not in the gray area. You can have him show how strong Bobby is by defeating Braun Strowman and everything and push him on, keep going, growing how stronger he is until you get your best competitor to take him down.
Yeah, I agree with that. Braun's next, I think. I'm sure we're going to get into the fantastically named next pay-per-view anyway. Next match. This one, we're going to take about a second to talk about anyway. Tag team turmoil. Winners get a tag team title shot. Billy Kay, Carmella from Raw, Lana and Naomi from SmackDown. So also from Raw, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Jesus, how did I forget her? From SmackDown, Lana and Natalya and Tamina, and also from SmackDown, Liv and Morgan, the Riot Squad. I'll go first. Like I said, a whole second it'll take. Okay, match. No one's going to remember the match. They're going to remember Mandy Rose. Not her fault, but that's what they're going to remember. And I thought Lana and Tamina, Naomi should have won. There you go. That's my thoughts. Billy, what did you think?
I think that match was pretty good, except for they screwed Lana again. It was a perfect way to get Lana the titles, but no, they went the way with Tamina. And we'll get more into that when we talk about that match. But it was before I go on a rant, what do you think?
Before you, Chris, Jesus. Before Chris gives his thoughts, I'll just really quickly run through the eliminations. So, Carmella, Billy Kay started the match. They eliminated Lana and Naomi. I was shocked about this. Riot Squad eliminated Carmella and Billy Kay. Eliminated Mandy Dana Brooke. Then Tamina and Lana went over. Tamina and Natalya, Jesus Christ, went over. So, Chris, what did you think?
This is where I had the issue with Peacock on night one. I had Peacock crash on me 3 times. So by the time I got to see this match, I got to the point where it was just the Riot Squad and Natalya and Tamina picking up the win in the matchup. I didn't get to see the botch that Mandy Rose had and everything till after the fact. And that's one of those things. If you're worried about the rain in the stadium, then you should have maybe took an extra minute or two. We are getting impatient waiting 35 plus minutes. You should have do like you do at stadium shows where, or like NBA courts where you go out there and you make sure everything's dried up, because that could have easily been avoided. Instead, now Mandy Rose is probably going to be a meme just like Tyson with the greatest Royal Rumble down for the rest of her life.
Well, I suppose Vince was wanting to get it started as soon as possible, I guess. But yeah, I think she's already a meme on Twitter. John Cena drop kicked or something. Anyway, next match, no treasure was on the line, but it was a good match anyway. Jesus, there we go. The man who likes to burn it down with Seth freaking Rollins taking on the King of Swing, Cesaro. I think this could be better with these two guys, but I'll get to that in a second. So, Chris, did you enjoy this match? What did you think?
I like this match. I think it was a really good match. It was nice to see Cesaro after all this time get a major win, a major single win at WrestleMania. Yeah, we know he had the Andre Giant Battle Royal win that I was live for at WrestleMania 30, and that crowd popped, and they wasted that opportunity with him when they did that. And giving him Seth Rollins now, does this build up for Cesaro to get a chance to challenge at least one pay-per-view match for Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I know Cesaro is probably not going to win, but give the man a Universal title shot. Let's see what he can do with Roman Reigns in a matchup. That's going to be your big test. Let's see how he draws with that.
Completely agree with that. And Billy, Chris, you went to Mania 30. What was it like when Taker lost?
I will be honest, when you were there live, they added that bell sound in the pay-per-view because there was no bell in the pay-per-view when Undertaker lost. It was 1, 2, 3. That's why you had all those shocked faces and stunned faces, because we thought the ref effed up. And then it went to the graphic like 30 seconds later, 21-1, and then they waited a minute, they delayed it a minute, then they played Brock Lesnar's music. But when I watched it back on pay-per-view, they had the bell, but I was there live. They had no bell for that match. It was 1, 2, 3, and there was no bell that rang that signified the end of the match.
Someone else that went said a lot of people left after that match, did they?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people did leave. You're right. They did walk out and leave.
If I'd gone to Mania, I'd paid all that money, I would have stayed. Anyway, Billy, what did you think of Rollins, Cesaro?
That was a pretty good, hard-hitting match, but there was a couple botches because of the weather that Cesaro was trying to do 37 swings. He couldn't because he's starting to slip and went too close to the ropes. Didn't want to injure his opponent. It was pretty good. It could have been better, but that's Vince for you, for not getting a closed domed arena.
Yeah, and quickly, I was going to say he's going to learn his lesson, but next year, that'll be open arena, probably the year after, stadium, whatever. Anyway.
Next arena is closed domed.
But the AT&T isn't.
It is. It has a dome.
Yeah, it's a dome, but
Well,
it can close, so they can
Yeah.
avoid.
Well, do they get bad weather in Texas? Do they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
I live in
Well,
Texas.
we'll
I
have
live
to
in
wait
Fort
and
Pierce
see.
in San Antonio, so I know.
They're in the tornado area up there.
Well, it's wait and see. We're a year away, and anyway, good match. I think it could have been better. Lots of people are saying this was fantastic. Was what it was, and hopefully this means Cesaro's getting a push. There's my thoughts. Next up, for the Raw Tag Team titles, there was some gold coins on the line here. It was Kofi Kingston and Xavier was the New Day taking on the former one, AJ Styles and Omos. I'll make this as quick as I can. This went a lot better than it was again. Styles, New Day, fantastic. Almost really didn't do much. My only thing is keep him special. Don't have him wrestle on Raw, just on pay-per-views. But it's WWE, and I'm going to have him on Raw. There you go. Big for the tag team division, but yeah, it could have been better. Billy, what's your thoughts?
All I know is that match was entertaining, but almost should have done a lot more in that match and easily destroyed the New Day because of his size. But he did it in the end. When you see AJ, he looked hurt during the match because of the tape on his shoulder. I don't see them holding titles long.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. I think they need to hold them for a couple of months at least. Styles on the tag division, like I've said, is good. Anyway, Chris, did you enjoy this match? What did you think of it?
AJ Styles getting on my shoulders and phenomenal forearm, Xavier Woods, and then pretty much doing what Greg Khali was on and using it just putting the one foot on both teams and doing tag titles. I mean, it made history with AJ Styles. He's the only wrestler to be in Impact / TNA Grand Slam winner, Canada Grand Slam winner now. So that was an interesting footnote history now with that title, the tag title win.
Chris, you sounded like a robot there, so I will take you. Talk.
I don't know why I sound like a robot. Good to see you fine.
That's better.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better.
Give me 1 second. Let me do this. Jesus. DL. Jesus. Give me a. Totally messed up there. Ship sinking. Yes.
Home running away.
Right. Bring you back in. Right. Should have sorted it.
You hear me now?
Oh dear. No, I still sound like a robot.
Let's go with it. Let's go with it.
It sounds like I'm being visited by a Dalek. Anyway, I'll let you try and sort it out while I just get to the next match. Steel cage match. The Monster Men Braun Strowman versus the Money, Shane McMahon. I'll say this first, and hopefully Chris can sort out his microphone or whatever's wrong with it. This is better than I thought it was going to be. Better than I thought it was going to be. Elias and Riker, yes, Riker are now heels. Are jobbers. Such jobbers I can't even remember Riker's name. Very inventive. The cage being ripped open, toolbox being used. I did think when Braun got him on top of the cage when a powerbomb him through the canvas, Shane rolls out. That's how he wins. But yeah, good match. Shane looked good. I was expecting a crazy spot from him. Didn't happen. Your winner, Braun Strowman. Does this win do anything for Shane? For Braun? Not really. But I do think Billy's right in that he's playing the next challenge for the title. Billy, what did you think?
This match was pretty good. The funny moments with, like you said, ripping off in the cage. You'd never seen that before. And the toolbox could have been used better because you could have grabbed a tool out of there and tried to rip out a tooth or so. But the win from Braun just makes him more of a face. Give him something to do at Mania and proves that he's still dominant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm going to leave it at, just yes. Anyway, Chris, let's try this. What did you think?
I mean, Strowman, like I said, I thought he made a full health man because he upset wins at WrestleMania like he did with this a couple years ago. So Strowman winning is a good thing. I'm glad he won. The whole thing with the whole Bobby Lashley and challenging, you got to remember he just recently made Strowman pass out or tap out, so he could get to a triple threat match with him and The Miz for the championship. So, I mean, Strowman can't recall history say, "Hey, I beat you in that last man standing match, so I should be able to challenge you for that title." And he could go and just say, "Well, I just beat you, so you couldn't get a triple threat match," and they could have a rubber match that way if they really want to go that route.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, next match, my best match by far, and this really says a lot. The Miz and John Morrison versus the rapper Bad Bunny and his tag partner, the Archer Damian Priest. I'll take this first. When the rapper, they made him a star. He was playing nobody before at WWE, and the majority of us hadn't heard of him, so they made him a star. And the people are talking about a rapper on night one rather than the rest of the roster. It really says something about WWE. How did that Priest get the pin to put him? He still won, still went over, but Priest really got the pin. Bad Bunny really impressed me. Canadian Destroyer, high flying from the top rope. He's really worked hard. He really put the time in. What a noise, Billy. Jesus. Yeah. Billy's at the sea as well. There we go. That's what it is. Miz certainly looked like a parrot in this one. I would expecting Miz and Morrison to split up. Maybe that's tonight on Raw. Yeah, this was good. Bad Bunny's probably done. Does it make me want to go and listen to his music? Well, no, not really. But impressive. Chris, did you enjoy this match?
I mean, Bad Bunny surprised everybody how good he did in the ring. I mean, we also have to think you have to have a dance partner that's going to make it look good. So when it was time to Miz and Morrison to get their offense, and you can see how well John was doing selling. So you got to give caps off to John Morrison, who also made Bad Bunny look really good. Probably one of the best celebrity wrestlers that's ever been in the ring in WWE, WCW, and NWA history. So that being said, I mean, it was a good match to have Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. It should have helped Damian Priest elevating him. Like I said, he was doing pretty good on NXT before he got called to the main roster. Now the whole goal is, what do you do with Damian Priest after WrestleMania? That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Damian Priest, so hopefully he gets a nice push. Maybe he goes for the title. Who knows? Billy?
Well, we'll have to see what's going on with
he's now turned into Edge. Well, we'll get to Edge later on. Main event. 10,000 matches to get through. So what did you think about Bunny? What did you think of this match?
It was a pretty good match. The best part was a Canadian Destroyer. I hope they signed a deal where he gets a figure. He deserves a figure, and he deserves to be in the next game that's coming out because they have time to scan them still. But that match was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It kept me on my seat.
Go on.
It kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time.
And do you see Miz and Morrison splitting up?
Yes, because Morrison can easily jump can go fight Bobby Lashley for the world title if they build him right.
What? Bill Houston's being pulled down by Miz as a complete joke. Well, I forgot the entrance. Jesus, that was pure garbage.
I love it.
One in 6 billion doesn't count. If you say so. But it was awful. People dancing around in bunny suits and awful rapping. I know Miz is heel and you're meant to dislike him, but he's just bad at his job. Chris, do you think Miz and Morrison are splitting up or not?
I don't know what they're going to do with Miz and Morrison. Like I did, some of the body storylines were the culmination of stuff, and it's like I don't know what they're going to really do with Miz and Morrison now. I mean, I doubt they're going to challenge for the tag titles anytime soon. So, I mean, what do you really do? I mean, I feel like Miz and Morrison probably better off on SmackDown, but maybe the Miz go and challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, so you can get that record-tying Nights Intercontinental Championship, maybe. I mean, I don't know. John Morrison could be doing so much more than single star right now than that. Maybe they will split up again later down the road. I think Miz is better off on his own, and then John Morrison can do his own thing as well.
Yeah, we'll get to the champions later on. With all the champions, the Otis, they're heel, but we'll get to that. Which isn't really a good way to run a business. You want your faces to sell. Anyway, we'll get to it. Your main event of night one. This was good. I enjoyed this. It was a SmackDown Women's title. The ESE of WWE, Bianca Belair versus the maiden of the ship, the boss, Sasha Banks. Billy, did you enjoy this one?
I enjoyed it big time. I loved the match. It was very hard hitting. You hear the whip around the world. You heard. It was great. It was good that Belair picked up the win. It made night one worth watching.
I agree. This and Bad Bunny, the rest was like, your typical pay-per-view. It didn't feel like WrestleMania.
It felt like Jobbermania.
WrestleMania. Pirate Mania. Whatever. Anyway. Chris, what did you think?
I mean, they made history. They were the first two African American women to main event of WrestleMania, the second woman main event of WrestleMania history. You can tell the emotion on Bianca Belair's face. I was mentioned she's about to break down here as soon as the bell rang. You thought she had to compose herself so she didn't break down. Back and forth match. I mean, you can tell there's some body spots here and there with Bianca Belair trying to do certain high-risk maneuvers, power maneuvers, and I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it took that whip of her hair that people were like stunned about. Like, I've never seen that. Well, she did it in NXT a lot. She did it against Shayna Baszler, especially when she was undefeated and challenged for NXT with a championship. So it's not the first time I've ever seen the whip, but you could hear it and you could see the whip when Sasha Banks after it was done. Like I said, the unique Bianca Belair wing was right call to be. I think she's going to have a good run on SmackDown Women's Champion. We'll see how far she goes with it.
Yeah, and she is kind of the only face holding the title. But again, we'll get to this. Yeah, good match, good main event. The whip. Yeah, that was something else. I'm going to call the triple threat really your main event. But in case this was kind of, I suppose, a main event. As Chris said, making history to black women main event in a Mania. This was good, the best Sasha Banks has ever looked. No, well, yeah, Sasha Banks, but more Bianca Belair. Yeah, enjoyable. It made Sasha Belair was a champion in the making. They made her one. Fantastic. So let's get rolling into day two or night. Night two, whatever you want to call it. Ashleigh Craft. She was your singer, she was your performer. Quickly, I think, just like Bad Bunny, they maybe make her a star, probably not, but it's exposure. Billy, have you heard of Ashleigh Craft?
Once. I've heard of one song of hers, can't remember the name of it. She was okay. Not a big fan.
There you go. Chris, have you heard of her?
Like I said, I've barely heard of her, so it's one of those things. Well, that's good exposure for her. I've barely heard of her.
Okay, we'll get to the first match, and I probably could do a whole video just on this match and how ridiculous it was that you had Orton win. Anyway, let me find the graphic. Soon, it's coming. It's in the deeps now. There it is. So the Viper, Randy Orton taking on Yowie Wowie, let him in the Fiend Bray Wyatt. I thought this was pre-taped because I did get the Jack in the Box by ringside so quick, but I've watched it back and they've done it during the package, and the lights must have been out longer than they were at the end. Anyway, decent match. Could have been a lot better, a lot more creative. They could have gone with what everybody was saying, that Bo Dallas was the burnt Fiend and the Fiend actually returned at Mania. They could have gone with what somebody else said. They're going to do the entrances and go off somewhere else and do a cinematic match. They could have done that. Orton didn't need the win. You've had Fiend, who got, as much people hated it. I thought it was good. Hell in a Cell, he got half killed and was still alive. One RKO takes his guy down. Not 20, not a punt, not a beatdown. One RKO, done. We know that RKO is protected and the deadliest move ever. There, Orton didn't need this win. Fiend should have gone over and half, killed him, wrote him off TV till SummerSlam time, or even a year. And then you've got Alexa Bliss costing Fiend the match. It makes no sense. This is WWE for you. And the fans were booed for a good enough reason. Billy, what did you think?
The funniest part about this whole match, the entrance was longer than the match.
Was it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was. You go back and watch it. It was by a couple seconds to about a minute longer. And you have Sister Abigail debuting as Alexa Bliss debuted as Sister Abigail, costing Fiend the match. And Randy, this makes where Randy can go off and do whatever he wants to do now, when the Fiend can just focus on Alexa Bliss and Bo Dallas and everyone else that's coming in.
Have the Fiend go over at Mania. He went over Cena. He goes over Orton and then moves on to Braun Strowman, who's he's got a history with. Chris, what did you think?
There's got to be more of a story to this for after WrestleMania than what they did. Built the Fiend up to come back. You would think he's going to get the triumphant victory over Randy Orton and stuff. You know, the man burned you alive and came back Fastlane. You would think that you were going to get the victory, but instead it was, you know, Alexa Bliss doing what she was doing, and either whether now. I've seen reports where it said it was the bump that she was becoming Sister Abigail. I'm not sure what happened. I see reports saying that was Bo Dallas who was the Fiend, and that was not. And I've heard so many arguments about that. I mean, did the Fiend look smaller to me? Yes, he did. Whether, I mean, it could be Bray Wyatt. I believe it was Bray Wyatt. Could it be? I think Bo Dallas could have been helping with certain things with the character, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm waiting for the storyline to play out. There's got to be more to it than that, because why would Alexa Bliss, after she said Randy Orton's going to die, cost the Fiend the match against Randy Orton? And it wasn't I mean, you had the Fiend had bastardized the curb stop Seth Rollins, bastardized a lot of everybody else's finisher. It took one RKO to beat him. One. And then on top of that, too, the one thing I will say is I do like how the Fiend gave tribute to the late Brody Lee, a.k.a. Luke Harper, when he did the yeah thing. I do like that he paid tribute to his fallen friend. I did like that. That was a great tribute to him. A lot of people didn't catch that. I caught that when he did it. So this was not the best way to open up WrestleMania, and I think the only reason this was not a cinematic match was because there were fans in the crowd. Had there not been fans in the crowd for another WrestleMania, it would have been a cinematic match, but they weren't going to go that route because the fans being
Yeah, and actually going to watch it back to see if you about Fiend being small. See, maybe it is Bo Dallas and that, so they get out of all this, but it's WWE, so I doubt it. Anyway, next match. There's 2 bits of silver on the high seas for the SmackDown Women's title. Well, didn't make a new graphic, but it is what it is. So you know the challengers already. Tamina and Natalya taking on the champs, the Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I'll be Billy, you didn't enjoy this one. What did you think?
I was pissed at the ending. You had all the fans standing up out of their seats when Tamina went to the top rope and smacked right on. I can't remember who she landed on, but that should have been the end of the match. But no, they costed her the match. It was just stupid. Tamina needed a run. She's on her way out. And we got Shayna and Baszler could easily broke up, went after Rhea Ripley, triple threat, give Rhea Ripley an actual challenge.
I think someone else was going for the women's title. We'll discuss that later on in a little bit. I'm going to take about 30 seconds to talk about this. So, Chris, did you enjoy this one? What was your thoughts?
This one I'm torn on because I think they were building up Tamina and Natalya since Paul even talked to them both on the talking smack that he was building. They were getting built up to challenge a Wendy's tag titles. That's why I picked them to win the tag team turmoil match, and they did. I still think they should have won the titles. I think you had it built up. Tamina has never held any championship in WWE. Been there over a decade. Whether that's personal differences between her with her father, late Junior Superfly Snuka, because of the fact of what the accusations was, and they went back to personal matters, that could have nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with Tamina. She wasn't alive until that happened. But I think Tamina and Natalya should have won the tag titles. But Natalya got busted open in the inside of her mouth. You saw a picture of that for from that knee to that Shayna Baszler gave her.
Shayna's getting about as dangerous as Nia in the ring. This was a good match. Tamina's never looked better. Natalya the same, really. I would given them the titles. The reward for Tamina being, like you said, never won a title. The reward for her being so many years in WWE. Natalya, these women are probably both on the way out at some point. Won't be long. Did Shayna and Nia really need to win? Oh no, what's left for them? They've gone over at Mania. Anybody who beats them will just. Well, good enough match, but I think the wrong call. Next one. No swashbuckling in this one, savvy. But it was Kevin Owens taking on Sami Zayn. No jump. So I'll be as quick as I can. Good enough match. Owens looked good. Zayn looked good. No jumping off the ship, as Owens said he would do last year, but I think way too high to do that. Owens didn't kill it like he did against Reigns, the TLC Rumble on SmackDown. But still good. Logan Paul, you got a celebrity involved, he got stunned. Does it help him? Most probably. Does Owens go after? Surely not Reigns again. It's WWE, so probably. Yeah, Owens picks up the win. Good match. Chris, what about you?
Not their best match they ever had. I've seen Wrestlemania all the way, NXT, all the way to WWE. Still think their best match they had was Battleground. Simply Miami Bucks in that crowd was electrifying that night. This was a really good match, though. I do like the fallback thing they gave the Battleground match for me. Get the moving kick and then boys the back up, get ready for it again. But this time Kevin Owens, remember that, man. We were devastated that the super kick was able to get the stunner in. So I'm still trying to figure out what the hell going to Logan Paul being there for. Like, didn't see any relevance being there unless it was just some star power they tried to get. That really, honestly, to me, didn't really draw anybody. Logan Paul was like, yeah, a stunner, that's fine by me. Let him get the stunner, So, I mean, the match was there. I'm glad Kevin Owens, David Zayn had a WrestleMania match. I think it could have been a little bit better, but it was a good match. But I think it could have sold the show because how talented both men are.
Yeah, and I think Owens is slowly, quickly turning into Austin. He just stunners everybody. Anyway, Billy, give us your thoughts.
That match could have been a lot better if it was a Fall Sky Anywhere, but the match it was pretty good, hard-hitting match. It brought the best out of both of them. We'll have to see what's next for them. Sami Zayn can easily go do something for a while. He just needs to go. They just need to be on separate brands. They're too good for one brand.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I think we'll presume the draft's coming up pretty soon, unless they're doing it in October again. But so maybe Owens goes to SmackDown Raw and goes after the WWE title. Maybe it's Lashley Owens. Let's wait and see. Next one, we're nearly three more. Well, this one, 2 more matches. We've got 3 more matches. Anyway, on uncharted waters, it was. You opened the chest and you saw it's for the US title. So it was the Ultimate Brawl, the original Brawl, Riddle and the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Billy, what did you think? Did they make the right call?
They did not make the right call unless Riddle did get hurt, because you did see he was busted open big time where he was legit not moving. Depends on how bad his injury is. If he's not injured at all, they made the wrong call. Because Sheamus is on his way out, should be putting people over.
Is that it? Okay. A man of many words. Anyway, you are about that. Actually, I had to watch it back because you told me earlier about Riddle. I didn't even notice he got busted open last night. Today I did, and he looked out of it after that broad kick. But it didn't look like it hit him. So I don't know. Maybe it was something earlier on. But it really didn't look like it connected. Good match. The finish, wow. Rolling brawl, whatever Riddle wants to call it. Into the brawl kick. That were good. Physical, hard hitting. You knew this match was going to be good, and it was. Yeah, I thought. Sheamus was getting rewarded for what he's done for the Rumble and what he's done at Fastlane with Drew. But I thought Riddle should have gone over his Vince's boy. But maybe you're right, and he's legit injured. Bit of a shocker there, but yeah, it is what it is. We can't do nothing about it. Chris, what did you think?
I was expecting it to be US title. I think they've given up all hope on Riddle. I think the issue with Riddle is that I don't think he was supposed to actually win the title that fast. I think what was supposed to happen was Keith Lee was supposed to end up winning the title. When Keith Lee was taken out, they put it on Riddle. And then I think what sealed Riddle's fate is when he fought that promo a couple weeks ago and just scooted on away, screwed up his line and promo, and Vince McMahon said, I have no confidence in you. And that's why Sheamus beat him. Now, Sheamus is probably also a consolation prize for, hey, we put any big title match, we didn't give you a title, but we're going to give you the U.S. title. Makes him a 3-time U.S. champion. Like I said, the match itself was really hard hitting, but we're not even talking about the botch that almost happened. I mean, Sheamus and Riddle almost hurt themselves with that top rope white noise. Luckily, Sheamus was able to plant his feet and keep him up, because that could have been a disaster right there.
Yeah. When he forgot his lines, MVP said about that on the Raw Talk. So he alluded to that, and before this match, Riddle and the Great Khali, so funny. They were RVD rolling papers, just
they're actually selling them too.
I know, I've seen them. They're like $200 or something. What?
$2.49 up to $249.
But Riddle and Khali, comedy gold.
I guarantee they're going to take that off Peacock as soon as it got done airing, because Peacock is already eliminating a lot of stuff in the U.S. on and censoring a whole bunch of stuff. I guarantee in the replay that'll be censored out immediately.
Yeah, but it's still funny. Next up, next, he rolled in with the next match. I thought this was quite inventive. A Nigerian drum fight for the IC Intercontinental Championship. Big E, the champion, taking on the challenger, the Nigerian Apollo Crews. When did we, Chris? We'll start with Chris. What did you think with this one?
That's a bullshit match. I'm going to explain why. Okay, you've had Apollo Crews not lose once, twice, 3, 4. It's the 5th Intercontinental opportunity. He lost 3 times as a face, went to heel. You had him lose a Fastlane. Then you put him here. He picked a stipulation to the match, and you still make him look like he's so weak that you had to have I can't remember the guy's name, so I thought, yeah, but that was this guy right now. But it reminds me of this Bam Bam. But you had him have to come out there and save you so you can win the match. Yeah, that's good. He's established as a heel, but dude, he lost 4 other times before he finally won it, and he had to have interference. You're going to establish Apollo Crews as a serious heel, then you should have let him have a clean win in this match, or let him do it on his own. Having have a heavy with him, a bodyguard type with him, makes you look like a weak chicken shit heel, and how can we take you seriously? Because you should have, after your 5th try, you should have won the Intercontinental Championship. You should have won it at Fastlane, but they didn't pull the trigger on that. They should have had him win at Fastlane and then have this match at Wrestlemania. Then you could have introduced the bodyguard, because that would have made sense. Now he's being a chicken shit heel, and he needs somebody to help him to save his title. That I would have understood. But when they didn't do it that way, yes, Apollo Crews, the Intercontinental Champion. I'm glad he got the Intercontinental title after 5 tries. It's still one of those. You made him look really weak doing so.
Well, you think after 5 tries he would, the champion. Billy is being visited by the Fiend again, so I'll go next. Dabba-Kato is the guy. I don't know what they're calling him, but Dabba-Kato. Prince something, I think. I don't know. I read it and I thought, this is just garbage. Inventive, the drums, the steel steps, storytelling right there. Kendo sticks involved. Apollo's best match. Big E looked good. Wale was there, again, another celebrity. I thought the match was good. Thank God Apollo won. He needed to win. This cemented his heel turn. But yeah, Dabba-Kato, did he need to get involved? He debut into TV, but I think Dabba-Kato's going to destroy everybody. Crews easily wins. So, cool. Yeah, cool. That's all I'm going to say. Billy, what did you think?
The match is pretty fun and enjoying. I enjoyed it, but I wanted someone to get smacked in the head with a drum. They didn't use the drums at all in that whole entire match. They did?
He did. The gong, Apollo got slammed into the gong.
But not the drums, the actual drum.
Okay.
They didn't use it. Why just call it a gong match instead of a drum match? They're not going to use a damn drum. And Crews could have easily won without help. They didn't need to put that guy in there. The only reason they put that guy in there is they had nothing to do with him. That is why.
Probably. What can we do this guy? Put him with him. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
That's such good shit.
Yeah. Next up for our main event. Women go at it again. Empress tomorrow, Asuka, and the Nightmare replay for the Raw Women's Championship title. The woman singing Rhea's theme. Again, it's a celebrity. Again, it gives them exposure, but she's completely awful live. Billy, did you think she was awful live?
She was pretty good. I enjoyed her pretty well. But then again, if it was an actual concert, she would have been better.
Billy's clearly deaf. He thought that was good. Anyway, each of their own. You like what you like. I'll take about 30 seconds again to talk about this match. Could have been a lot better than it was. I think it was a little bit rushed. Rhea's best match. I think she had a better match than the last woman standing in NXT against Rhea Ripley. Not Rhea Ripley. Raquel Gonzalez. Asuka has never won at WrestleMania. She's a big, massive star. One of the best. And never won at Mania along with Sasha Banks. I just really found that odd. This was good. And I was expecting a return, but we'll get to that in a second after the main event. Yeah, it's good. But I think they could have both put on a better match. Chris, before we head into our main event, what did you think of this one?
Rhea Ripley was a big deal. Making her first woman to be in NXT UK, NXT, and now Raw champion. It was historic in that aspect. Here's the thing, they should have built Rhea Ripley up and not after the Royal Rumble. She lost Bianca Belair. It was going to be playing challenge Sasha Banks. Once Bianca announced she was challenge Sasha Banks, you could immediately challenge Asuka for women's championship. Have time to build it up. Rhea Ripley was the hottest woman wrestler when she beat Shayna for the NXT title, and she lost her a lot of her momentum losing Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania last year. Now, we all know why, because of visa issues and because of the pandemic, kind of screwed a lot of things up. We understand now, hindsight being 2020, but at that time, it was just aggravating. And, I mean, Rhea Ripley needed to win. I think Asuka has done everything she can with the division right now for Raw. Asuka don't want to held every single championship. She's a second Grand Slam winner. And on top of that, she's also the only woman to have the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank win. So she's done everything she can on Raw. I don't know what to really do with her next, where Asuka really goes. She was the MVP, taking the torch from Becky Lynch. She was the MVP and carried that brand along with Bayley and Sasha during 2020 pandemic. So I give all the props on Asuka. I just wish she could get a big WrestleMania win sometime, but it wasn't going to be against Rhea Ripley. So I wouldn't happily want to see a rematch between both of the Backlash. Let them have more of a storytelling. Going further, have them have more of a story build, and I think more people will be into it later on.
We'll get to the fantastically named pay-per-view, next pay-per-view, after the main event. Before the main event, I think they showed this a couple of times, next year's WrestleMania promo. I think Stone Cold's confirmed. But Billy, Chris, did you notice anything different with the date?
It's a 2-day. Possibly a 2-day.
Might be a 2-day.
And then again, Texas has not approved any dates yet of anything besides in Houston. That is it. Dallas has not approved anything. So the date could change. That's why they didn't put a date yet.
They didn't put a date because they're probably looking, is this going to be a 2-day Mania? Why would
I think that's the right decision to go for 2-day WrestleMania instead of trying to show 14 matches in one night. I think WWE made the right decision. Yes, they did still Wrestle Kingdom doing it, New Japan doing it 2 nights. But it's the right decision. I think you can get more bang for your buck by running 2 shows back to back, and you don't kill people with overkill with 7-8 hour shows.
Completely agreed. I think if it was going to be one night, they would have said it. Makes much more sense, as Chris said. If you're going to have 14 matches or 12 matches or 16 matches in one night, it's just too much. Vince has already wanted it 2 nights. He's getting it, and you can build something on night 1, and it goes to night 2, and there's more intrigue, anticipation, and interest in a 2-night Mania, and it means more money. It means everything. So, yeah, I think 2-night Mania from now on. Whew. So our main event of the evening, I really enjoyed this one. This was a great match. Triple threat action. Mr. Pegleg himself, Daniel Bryan, taking on the rated R superstar, Edge, and captain of the SmackDown ship, Roman Reigns, your tribal chief, the Universal Championship. And we've got Edge joining us, but rather Billy joined us, not Edge. Anyway, Billy, what did you think of this one? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the match pretty well until the ending of the match, when this is a perfect opportunity to get Jimmy Uso to return because he's been cleared. Instead of Jay come back after he gets taken out by Edge, would have been a great way for him to do it. I would have been happy with that ending. But Edge should have won if they would have kept the same way. The Jimmy Jay coming back, Edge should have speared him. But no.
That's it. Okay. I'll quickly go next, then go to Chris, and then we'll kind of finish off, really. Great main event. Daniel looked great. Edge looked great. Reigns best of a match. Uso getting involved. Perfect. And now we've got Billy lying down. He's tired. Anyway, ignore it. Anyway, Jimmy Uso could have returned. Fantastic main event. Very inventive. You saw concertos. You saw Edge using the metal bar. That play never meant to happen. It just kind of saw on the spot, and I thought that was good. Storyline purposes, Daniel Bryan should have won. Really? Roman Reigns wins. He did exactly what he said. Stacked up both guys. Now, who beats him? I don't see anybody beating him. Unless Drew goes to SmackDown and beats him. If not, I think Reigns holds this for an entire year, and he's champion again. This time at next year WrestleMania. I can't see anybody else except for Drew. That's why I think Daniel Bryan should have won. You could have rematch it by the fantastically named next pay-per-view. Anyway, Chris, what did you think?
I just might take a minute, but they told the story with the grizzled old veteran with Edge after he returned from the Rumble in 2020, and then had his match at WrestleMania, got hurt at Backlash, and then he came back at the Royal Rumble, went number one all the way, won the whole Royal Rumble, becomes the third man Royal Rumble history to win number one and go all the way. They had the story with the grizzled veteran. Then you had Daniel Bryan, who felt like he was screwed because he had to face the winner after face Roman Reigns after one elimination chamber match. Well, storyline chose to get that chamber match to do that. So then you got a match at Fastlane, and you know how that happened. You made Roman Reigns tap out, so therefore it hit him with a chair and stuff like that. So that's what we got the triple threat match. I thought it was a perfect way set up for the grizzled old veteran to have that one more title run, let him pin Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns beat him at WrestleMania Revenge. But our WrestleMania Backlash, or to tell that stink call us is bastardized WrestleMania and to add WrestleMania every pay-per-view title, I guess. But the whole point is, but they made Roman Reigns look like he was a dastardly deal invincible. He was taking a beating. He took a beating. That would have been an interesting kind of finish had they done that with Daniel Bryan and Ed when he had a cripple across face and Daniel Bryan had the yes lock. That would have been a perfect way for him to get him to say yes, because we've seen that kind of maneuver before at King of Ring with Benoit, Jericho, and Austin, and the title couldn't change hands because both of them couldn't win. They could have restarted the match and then let Roman Reigns just go ape shit on them both, but they didn't go that route. But Jey Uso, like they get taken out and coming to the aid of Roman at the end kind of made sense to me. Edge got his just dessert. He got prepared to. He tried to do it. Roman couldn't do it. Roman Reigns did it to him, and Roman Reigns pretty much showed how dominant it was. Because Edge took him out to prepare to Daniel Bryan, and so Edge and Roman's like, all right, I'm gonna shut everybody up with you two, and just drug Edge like he was lifeless. But on top of him, I said, I'll stand both of you. That way, I shut you both up. You ain't gonna get shot this bell again.
Who do you see beating Reigns, or do you see him holding it for a year?
I don't think Roman Reigns loses anytime soon unless they bring in Brock Lesnar and have that storyline with him and Paul Heyman going, what are you doing, Paul? Why are you representing this piece of crap? I beat this piece of crap all the time. I threw him all in the ring. He never beat me. He beat me once, and he took him cheating to win. I mean, they got a built-in storyline. They bring Brock Lesnar back for him. And then I think Brock Lesnar will whip his ass again, because if you think about who's strong between Roman and Brock, Brock's slightly over to Roman. You could also see, and this is another thing I was thinking. They could have had actually, if Drew had won the title on night one, Lashley could have gone to SmackDown because Lashley has a win over Roman Reigns too, and they could have put to a callback for that. And I think Ricky left us. I don't know where Ricky went.
We got this. We can handle this.
Yeah, but he's the one who's got to cut off the live stream. So,
Well, what do you think of the 2K announcement?
it was good. I like it. I think it looks a lot better than what they had with the botch they had with the last game that came out. So, I mean, hopefully they get those errors fixed and everything like that. They have to because they can't have another debacle like they did the last game that came out.
We're gonna predict. Who do you think's gonna be the
There we
pre-order
go.
bonus?
There we go. I froze.
What was your
So-
question?
So who do you think's gonna be the pre-order bonus for? We're making our predictions right now. Pre-order bonus for 2K22.
Who cares about that?
I do.
Anyway. Okay. So, two major things I think to talk about, maybe three. So, first one is WrestleMania Backlash. Why? Is my first question. My second question is, Billy, what do you think?
The name, I don't like it at all, but it sets up like Tamina to come back and fight again. You have rematch between Riddle and Sheamus, and possible rematch between the triple threat.
Who wants a rematch after rematch after rematch? What's the point of that?
No, those three, and then set up for like new champion for Intercontinental, new challenger for the WWE title.
I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. You have to stick on. I could do a whole video on this. WrestleMania and everything. WrestleMania SmackDown, WrestleMania Backlash, WrestleMania SummerSlam, WrestleMania. Why not Extreme Rules? Why not? Backlash itself should sell. And if you want to really stick the Mania name on it, the Backlash after Mania or something.
I mean, I can forgive it if it's going to be a big name that shows back up tonight. Like you get a couple big names. Say Becky Lynch, for example, comes back and she's going to be with challenge for the Raw Women's Championship that she never lost. She gave up because she was pregnant. Or the rumors that Ronda Rousey has resigned with WWE. Maybe she comes out with the Rhea Ripley and says, "You want to talk about brutality, bitch? You ain't shit. You ain't about me." And then they have a big program at the WrestleMania Backlash. Or you finally get Lesnar showing up, possibly, and going after Bobby Lashley. Because Bobby Lashley's been wanting this matchup between him and Lesnar for years. He has openly discussed, "I want Brock Lesnar in a match." We haven't done it yet. Hasn't been seen. You have to do something big on Raw tonight. You set up some big, major program for it to make sense to me for Mania calling a WrestleMania event. There has to be some big angle shot tonight. Set up some big matchup that's worthy of calling a WrestleMania Backlash. If not, you're just going to keep bastardizing the name of WrestleMania by using it for other pay-per-view names.
Completely agree with all of that. WrestleMania should be once a year, not 3-4 times. WrestleMania SmackDown Backlash and just stick it on every single pay-per-view because WrestleMania sells. Becky could return tonight. Ronda could return tonight. Rumors on Io Shirai. Do you see that happening, Chris?
Possibly, because what's Io Shirai going to do now? She held the NXT Women's Championship since I think it was the Great American Bash of NXT when she won it in that triple threat with Rhea and Charlotte. I think Io Shirai needs to go to the main roster. She can help elevate the main roster well. Like I said, you got a core of great women wrestlers right now. You add Io Shirai, you got even more depth in there.
Billy, what do you think? Is Io Shirai coming up to the main roster? Even though NXT's a main roster, it's your third brand. Anyway, do you think she's coming
Io
up?
Shirai can easily come in, team with Asuka, learn how to work the main roster because the main roster is completely different than the NXT fan base.
Yes.
Then you can easily have her team with her so they can learn the camera angles and you go with tag and go with tag team division and bring the tag team division to a fight.
Okay, and people are saying Adam Cole, baby. I don't see it at all. I say take a couple of months off, really sell that match.
Adam Cole's already said he doesn't want to go to the main roster, really. He was already been told that he would never be a chance to be a world champion. He does everything great in the ring, but he doesn't have the size to be a world champion. I think he's like Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa is at point blank on interviews. They send me to the main roster, I'll quit. I don't want to go to the main roster. I want to be in NXT.
There you go.
Maybe one of those guys want to be in NXT and franchise contract there.
Well, there you go. And to finish up, all champions that for Bianca Belair are now heel. I think a face really sells your company. What do you think about all champions set for Belair being heel?
That's even NXT champions are even heel too.
Yeah.
No, MSK aren't. MSK face. But yeah, most champions are heel. Walter, Kaylee Ray, Deadly, Pretty Deadly, all of them. Nearly every brand, the bloody heel.
Did anybody ever think that maybe Drew McIntyre could go to NXT UK and challenge Walter for the championship? They got the history. You got to remember Drew McIntyre who pinned Walter in that Survivor Series match.
I think he
really cool that Drew McIntyre went to the championship.
I think Dragunov is the next champion. I think they rebuild him and he takes a title. So that's how been our review. Let's get to promotion and Chris. Off you go.
Well, like I said, I appreciate being on here. Thanks for having me, Ricky. So, if you'd like to be, like I said, like to subscribe to this man's channel. He does great work, very passionate. If you want to follow my channel, it's the Holiday Christmas Maze. I do videos about anything about wrestling, from WWE, Ring of Honor, Impact, Japan Pro Wrestling. I do watch all the WWE Power every Tuesday. I also did a special watch along with the full session with Chris Jericho. So you have to check that out. That's a good watch as well. Like I said, you can support all your other like little channels of wrestling. Like I said, you got Doing Love Wrestling, More Popular 2040. You have the channel right here, People's Wrestling Channel, and you got Rex's Lost Gaming. Those are some great channels to check out for entertainment about wrestling stuff. So hope everybody takes care. Stay safe.
Billy, you've been next in a minute. Give me a second. There we go. Billy, off you go. Billy, wake up.
Hey, sorry about that. Don't forget to go to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Billy Ray Dog. Pro Wrestling Tees, search Billy Ray Dog for some great t-shirts. If you ever want to check out me and Ricky Pate on REW, right there in the corner is my YouTube channel to get all the action of REW and everything. Don't forget to check out the Facebook page, everything. We got a group on there, and we got Billy Ray Dog's Facebook page. We got a group for REW. Follow me on Twitter, RedBillyDogF9, Instagram, RedBillyDogF9.
What bot should you make there? I just forgot. Can't remember. It's REW. Just let me. There we go. Ricky Pate. I don't know who that is. It's Ricky Goldman. Anyway, and quickly, one whole half a second. Let me find it. Jesus Christ. It's REW, not RAW. Like I said, every single Wednesday night. Go ahead and go to Christopher Mace. There it is. I've put both the channels in the description. But Holiday Christopher Mace, go and subscribe to him. He said like he just said, he does a lot of different content, not just WB and AW, just like me. If you like other companies, go and check him out. Go and get Billy's t-shirts. Join us every Wednesday night with REW. Billy's gone. I'll just take you out, Chris, just for the second. And that is it. One final bit of business, some gold business to take care of before I finish up. And that is Battle of the Nation Championship it's a USA versus the UK. I do WWE and AEW pay-per-views, predictions group chat on Facebook, and we've currently got a champion with double champion, a tie, and with the have a tiebreaker. He dropped his phone. By the way, everybody, Billy dropped his phone. Okay, that's what happens when you're on board a ship. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to be involved with Battle of the Nation title, let me know. If you want to be in Jesus Christ. If you want to be in a video like this, let me know. We do review, do predictions, do whatever. And enjoy Raw tonight. Should be a good one. I don't know how good it'll be in the Thunderdome. Let's wait and see. But it is Ricky Goldman out.